So plans don't fail,
Okay.
but people fail to plan.
To invest in safer, smaller investments instead of like putting all your money in one Bitcoin.
Yeah, my investments are generally in real estate. I'm an architect, and architects always plan, develop plans. That's the nature of our business.
We're going to be going over book WealthScore and focusing on chapter 4, which is planning score.
Professor Joy Podcast.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the JoyScore Podcast. I'm your hostess, Maria. And today we are outside this time with Dr. J. And that's a good thing about living in LA. You can have some like nice summer days in December. We're going to be going over book WealthScore and focusing on chapter 4, which is planning score. So planning score offers a simple but structured way to strengthen our financial planning abilities. Planning score is a metric that measures our ability to allocate and manage our financial resources more effectively.
Yeah.
And factors that can affect our planning score would be something like budgeting discipline, how well we use our income, savings rate. We talked about savings before. Spend less than you're making. Debt management, making sure that every month you decrease your debt. Investment strategy. This is another thing we talked before. An example would be smaller investments in a longer period of time. Also, risk assessment and insurance. So, making sure that if there is a financial hardship that you're going through or emergency, that you're well prepared for that.
Yeah.
So, yes, let's talk about planning score.
So, I'm an architect, and architects always plan, develop plans. That's the nature of our business. And there's a saying that,
So, there's a lot of planning.
yeah,
for
a lot
that.
of planning. So plans don't fail,
Okay.
but people fail to plan.
That is good. Very good. That is a very good thought.
So if you have a plan and you have planned something, it doesn't matter what it is and how it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's still better than having no plan,
Mm-hmm.
because that whole concept of planning is essentially strategizing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you need to do. Just strategize, plan, and be conscious of
And
it.
being prepared.
That's it. So that changes everything in life. And when it comes to money and finances,
Mm-hmm.
it's even more important, because, like you were saying, spend less than what you make, have some savings, reduce your debt. Those are the kinds of things you're doing. So if you don't plan, you're not going to be able to do any of that.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. You got to be prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah. So budgeting. We talked about budgeting
Right.
before. How well you manage your income.
Yeah.
And that would be by setting priorities, and that is part of planning. Setting priorities. Where's the most important thing? Where you should be focusing more. So budgeting, I think, is
Is,
very important. It's just the start.
budgeting is, in fact, planning.
Correct. Yeah. In
Because
financial translation. Yeah.
you kind of look at how much you have or you make, and how you're going to allocate how much to what.
Yeah.
So you're minimizing your risk, and making sure that your savings is growing, debt is reducing.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
You don't want the debt to be going up, savings reducing. It's the other way around.
But I feel that, especially in the U.S., we live in a culture that is not very saving like.
In fact, from individuals to the nation, the government lives off debt,
Yes.
Yeah. And to me, it's shocking,
It is shocking.
because the the upbringing is wrong, where it should be that you conserve and you focus on reducing your debt. And it's not going to happen by itself. You have to work on
Yeah, and you said upbringing, and I can totally relate to that because um, I've seen a lot of spoiled people
it. Yeah.
over here, and I appreciate like going through hardships, especially living in London as a student, that college student that I supported myself. Um, that really taught me what saving is and how to manage a budget and save. Um, yeah, in order to survive. So I would say that I had that disadvantage, but advantage at the same time
Yeah.
of going through those hardships. Um, that taught me so many things and made me able enough to plan ahead. And that's how I approach money right now. Um, Debt management, yes. So if you do have debt, focusing on decreasing your debt every month. And now you can pay another extra payment, I think or two per year, and then that will decrease it even more. I mean, there are strategies, and you can find in our book, um, an application.
But it
In
all starts with budgeting.
budgeting, yes.
You when you lay out your budget,
Mhm.
however small or large it is, you say, okay, this is how much is going to go into the debt reduction,
Mhm.
savings, left for me to spend, So when you do that, everything goes well.
Yeah, and we talked about clarity last
Yeah.
week. So understanding your situation, accepting your situation,
Yeah.
because some people they don't want to look at it.
Right.
They get too excited over trips and bags. Like, no, okay.
Why are you looking at him?
No, I'm saying, I'm looking at the people in the shower. So, there's nothing wrong with that, but like understanding your situation before you invest on things that they are not very important. Talking about investment strategies. So, one of them we said before, small investments for a longer period of time. Is there another investment strategy that you would recommend to our viewers?
Well, what happens is when you're trying to invest in uh, short time
Mhm.
returns,
Mhm.
it may or may not work, you know.
Yeah.
But if you, in fact, I not as a habit, but I like to play blackjack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I don't know if you've ever played blackjack.
No, I don't gamble. I find it, but
So
I've been
I
at
used
casinos
to,
and I've watched people
yeah.
gamble.
So I used to go to Las Vegas with kids and wife, and
Okay.
I wake up early at 4 a.m. No matter what, and they sleep till 9, 10. So
Mhm.
what am I going to do? I just go play blackjack.
Wow.
But 9 out of 10 times I win.
You win?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not a very anxious player,
What does that mean?
meaning I'm not betting a lot of risky bets. I
Okay.
just let,
Okay.
when you play blackjack, you let the game go on and let the dealer burn,
Mhm.
rather than you burning yourself. You watch what's happening. So this is how I win because I'm not dealing with anxiety when I'm playing. I'm
Right.
just calm and playing my game.
So you're playing more for fun,
Yeah,
risk
so
less, I
and
guess.
so one day by the time I come up, I was $2,000 up.
Okay. But how much did you start with? I mean, you bet.
200.
Oh, you bet 200?
You started with 200. You bet.
That's not a lot?
No.
I thought you was going to say $20.
Well, actually, I always, whenever I go to Las Vegas, I have a budget of $2,000. When I'm done, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm not going to go bring more money. So that's my budget. If I win or lose, that's it.
Because I think the bet for 200 is at the
No, not
high
200.
rollers.
No, not betting 200.
Oh,
You start with 200,
in your
but
pocket.
yeah.
In general.
But,
Oh,
but
okay. I
your
was going to
bets are
say.
generally $25.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So Anyway, so I give the kids $100. So this is from my win. All day they were after me. Said, Dad, can you play some more? It doesn't work like that.
Oh.
So
Yeah, but you're saying that, you're gonna play, but you are
yeah,
not risking a lot.
don't be
Um,
too anxious when you're investing or gambling or anything like that, because if your greed starts playing in it,
that is
that's going to
very
destroy
important.
you.
Yeah.
You know. So I don't let my greed work in it. You know, I play my game. I win or lose. I'm happy.
But I guess investment is like it's like gambling.
It is gambling.
And
I
we
mean,
also have
especially
Bitcoin right
stocks is
now.
all
Yeah,
gambling.
stocks.
All gambling.
So it's what was said earlier is like to invest in safer, smaller investments instead of like putting all your money in one Bitcoin.
Yeah, my investments are generally in real estate.
Real estate, yeah.
I own a huge portfolio, and that's how I've made my money. You know.
Yeah. Because real estate it doesn't lose value. It's not like a car that the moment you drive it outside of a dealership, it's like half the value right now. So yeah, investments and risk assessments and insurance. So how can we prepare in case of a financial emergency?
Well, the best approach is to always have what we call funds, where you have something in the saving in case things go bad. You still have survival. You know,
Yeah.
so you have to plan for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because having funds is plan of it's part of your plan. Which all I think is all connected. The budgeting, investing, saving. I think they're all connected.
All connected.
And
that is the plan.
That is the plan.
That
Okay.
is the plan.
To follow over all our bullet points.
Once you have a plan, you most likely are going to be okay.
Uh-huh. And so how can we improve our financial planning?
Well, it starts with planning.
I would say it starts with clarity, with knowing your situation.
So you said, how can we improve planning? Well, by planning is how you improve. Because, like I said, plans don't fail. People fail to plan. They just don't plan. They say, oh, I'm out of money.
But I think that you can always go back to your plan and reevaluate and say, okay, so that didn't work. What can I do in the future to change that?
So the most important thing is to have a written plan.
A written plan, yes. We have talked before about putting down notes. Yeah.
In your notebook.
Yeah, that is very important. So once it's in your head and it goes through your hand, then it's just very clear.
Yeah.
Build emergency funds. That's something we talked. Manage debt smartly. Again, try to always decrease it. And accept your situation also. Accept it. And protect your wealth. And that's by, risk assessment, insurances. What else can we go over today? Because I think it's all very connected. It's more actions. It's not that much theoretical. It's more actual actions viewers can take in order to improve their financial and planning skills.
I kind of go back thinking early stages of my life. I always plan to see where we are going. The biggest advantage of planning, it calms you down in terms of you're not
all over. Yeah.
What am I going to do? No, we have a plan. You're going to just follow your plan, and everything will be okay. If you don't have a plan, everything would be bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, accepting the situation, understanding your situation, understanding your future goals, not only financial, but even relationships, health. There's things that you can apply planning to everything, I think. And that's why we say diet plan, exercise plan. So this is something that you don't have to just apply to financial situation. It can be applied to
Everything.
every aspect of your life, in order to become more joyful.
It
Right.
improves your joy actually
Mhm.
when you plan.
And your credit score. And we said that these are very connected, right? um, yes. I think that's all for me today. I don't know if there's again, it's very simple. That's what I mentioned in the beginning. It's a
Yeah.
simple and very structured way to strengthen it. And if you go over our books, and especially this chapter 4 on our wealth book, wealth score, you get all the tips, all the steps you have to take in order to um, be more prepared. And yeah,
Yeah. Well, I think, like I said earlier, I always remember that plans don't fail, but people fail to plan. So if you plan it, things are going to be much smoother. If you don't plan it, they're going to
yeah.
be
I
chaos.
think I've heard it before, but in a way, like fail to prepare, prepare to fail. It's pretty similar, I guess. I think.
Well, thank you all.
Thank you.
We'll see you in the next episode.